Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing a double 8.5 by 11 layout. I'm using some older photos of my son and my parents. They had taken him for a day trip and he was out and about with them in Estes Park. I'm going to keep this layout fairly simple. I'm using a lot of scraps from Simple Stories Family Time, I believe is what this one is called. And it is a collection that was like for game night and different like activities outdoors or with the family. And I also have that sheet there with the stars is from Galaxy. Oh, what is that? It's one of the Disney Say Cheese collections. And I actually end up not using that paper just yet. I will use it in tomorrow's layout. Tomorrow's layout will be 11 by 8.5 layout, and it will be using the 3 photos of the boys together. So I eliminated a few of the photos just because I had quite a few of them. Plus, they're all 4 by 6. I can only trim them down so much. So I went ahead and kept the other 3 to make another layout. And these tickets finally get used up too. I have only a few left on there, and I'm going to get those tickets on the layout for tomorrow. Actually, today's layout actually doesn't end up with any tickets. Um, so here I'm just keep showing scraps, but that orange paper is actually from a different Simple Stories collection, but the orange matches perfectly with this collection. So pretty much anything that Simple Stories you can mix and match if it's kind of a solid or tone on tone because it's the same company. So they use the same color tones throughout their collection, and usually it's fairly simple to mix and match. So I'm going to get started on the layout. I decided to use the lighter blue polka dot paper as my background for the left hand side and then the arrow paper for the right hand side. This yellow paper is actually from a different Simple Stories collection also. I forgot to mention that. It's one of the Disney ones. I don't remember which one. One of the Say Cheese at the Park or something. I believe it's from like the jungle or the, yeah, I think it's called Jungle something. Animal Park. Anyways, here's the sticker border that I'm going to use also on this layout, and then the checkerboard that looks like the checkered flag. Because I figured when ever they used to go to Estes Park with my mom, they would always beg that they could ride the go karts, and she would allow them to. So my stepdad had to ride with my son because he wasn't tall enough to actually drive the car by himself, which is why in one of the photos that I'm going to place on the right hand side, he's actually upset because he wasn't tall enough to actually drive the car. So he had to be a passenger instead. So he was a little upset about that. But I'm glad my mom took his picture anyways because it's quite funny. And then the older lady in the photo is my grandmother who's passed away since then. And she was living with my parents at that time, so they had taken her with them on their day trip. And so here's the photos that I cut down. And like I said, I get quite a few photos on the layout. I have 6 photos, including one 4 by 6, and then 2 others that are pretty much 4 by 6. They're just trimmed down slightly. And then the other one is a little bit smaller than that. And then the other 2 are pretty much 3 by 4, I believe, or so. Sorry if you can hear the beeping. There's a car outside that is, or a truck that's backing up, but it should be gone here in a moment. Anyways, I do have a little card that I'm going to place down here at the bottom. That's where I'm going to add some journaling, just saying, it was a day trip out with Grandma, and they had went to Estes Park. And I don't know where I disappeared to, but I decided that one needed to be in red, just to add a little bit of pop of red over here on the right hand side since I have the car on the left hand side. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach all the photos down. I just matted all of the photos in white. I did think about adding color to them, but they're not the best photos. They were definitely probably taken with one of those disposable cameras. A few of them are even a little bit on the blurry side, but it's a memory. And my son said, he's like, I remember that. I remember going with grandma that day. So it's definitely one that I want to put in his album. So I'm just going to go ahead and use what I have. So here I took the little checkerboard flag again and put it over on each of the photos. I did it in 3 different spots and then added 3 little stickers on top of those that read different things. One says go karting up at the top. The other one says friendly competition, I believe. And then the one down at the bottom, I don't remember what that one says. And then there's a little chipboard ticket and let's race on the racing photo where they're in the car. And then that red one over there is actually going to go, I don't know if it goes on this layout or not. I don't remember where I end up putting it. I don't think I actually put it on this layout. I think I save it and I'm going to put it on tomorrow's layout. So come back tomorrow if you want to see what happened to that sticker. And it actually, yeah, it ends up on the other photo. So I'm going to pop up the little go-kart ephemera piece and put it over here on the photo on the left-hand side and finish over here. I'm done with the right-hand side so far. I will come in and add some flat back pearls and stars in a moment. I decide it needs one more thing. And then that little tag up there at the top says me and the fam, which I thought was kind of fitting since he's the only one in the photo as far as children. His biological brother is not in that photo. And then I have fun over here, and I'm going to put together also. I took those off of the puffy or the foam sheet that is title pieces. So it's going to be fun together. And again, I'm just trying to use the stash, so I figured it works, and I can go ahead and put it down here. And then in the journaling, or even below together or whatever, I could always put Estes Park, Colorado. We definitely know where we are because that is one of my mom's favorite places to go. There was a little red arrow that was puffy. I decided to add it over there up at the top on the right hand side. It adds another little pop of red. And then these little, actually, I'm going to change that one out, but you'll see me do it here in a minute. But I'm going to take some of the flat back stars in black, white, and blue, I believe. And then I will add red little circle flat back pearls because I didn't have red stars, but I wanted to add that little pop of red a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and add the flat back pearls in red to add that pop of red. And then that's when I'll decide that I need to change out that arrow. And luckily, I was able to get it off of the photo because some of the Simple Stories foam stickers stick fairly well. But I've noticed over time they don't stick long term. So I've been adding liquid glue. Luckily, I didn't add liquid glue before I put that one down because I will have to peel it off. But I'm going to go ahead and add the glue for the flat back pearls, and then I believe that's when I'll decide to take the arrow off. And I did speed it up, but I don't need to leave all of this in. So there we go, just sped it up a little bit more, but I did leave it in. But anyways, here's where I'm going to pull that arrow off and change it out for a striped arrow instead, because down at the bottom on the journaling card, it has the striped paper, so it matches. There we go. Give you a little close-up. I do have some close-ups here at the end. And like I said, if you want to see the additional page, it will be tomorrow's layout, and it will have 3 more photos on it from the same day trip. And this one will be complete and in his album. I hope you guys will join me, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!